include that innovation in their own process, in conducting elections. So I believe that will go a long way. Instead of you to wait for boats, in boats you have to wait, you have to sail, you have to, there are so many things that you can encounter on the waterways. But with drone, definitely you don't have, the thing will just fly and just deposit where it's supposed to. So I believe including innovations, I think will go a long way to change so many things.
So the use of technology would help a great deal.
Yeah, definitely.
Already using technology.
Yes, and secondly too, in the Western world, you don't need to come to your polling units. We can as well use our phone. You understand? If we can use our phone to transfer money from Nigeria to abroad, what stops us from using our phone to vote? You don't need to come to the polling units. This will save us from so many electoral violence, save us from a lot of issues. So even if you're in your bedroom, you can as well exercise your franchise. You just do your voting and you go your way. So these are the things INEC have to start looking at, going forward.
Okay, another thing that, before I let you go, we talked about the numbers of voters that came out compared to the numbers of registered voters. Like in Yenagua, where you have the highest number of voters, registered voters, about 218,000. We had less than 60,000 people coming out to vote. And of course, it cuts across almost every other local government area. You see people, 20,000 people coming out, or 17,000, So this is a high level of voter apathy. What do you think may have accounted for that?
Oh, well, I still believe that, Nigerians, because of our past experiences, people have not really believed in the credibility of things. Sometimes there are people who, when you tell them something, they will just pick it up once, but there are people you have to repeat it over and over before it will sink. I believe, there are still people who are out there who have doubts, and all that. But I would say this time around, compared to past elections, I believe people turned out, a bit. People turned out, and there were issues. There were issues where, especially the people with disability. People with disability. We saw situations where people with disability came out in mass, especially in this 2020 election. Unlike before, sometimes when you talk about electoral violence, they are the most prone. These are people on wheelchair. These are people who are blind and all that. So a little violence, it instills fear into them. So they don't even want to come around the polling unit. And as a result, they are being disenfranchised. But this time around, there were a lot of sensitization. There were a lot of, town hall meetings, trying to convince them to come out in spite of whatever. And INEC also did well by, making sure that they complied with the assistive tools directive, just to convince them, okay, you don't have to, worry about, maybe if you're blind, you don't have to worry about your glasses, those who are albinism and all that. So there are a lot of things that contributed to them coming out. Before they normally have 800 number of them, about 800 of them coming out in some previous election. But this time around, there were almost 1,000, more than 1,000. So I believe more of everything boils down to sensitization. Everything boils down to telling people what they needed to know, trying to convince them that no matter what happens, Nigeria is our country. The Nigerian project is for everybody, and definitely we have to take it serious. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so very much. I have been talking with Okem Sinachi Green. You're of the leadership group. Yes, you've done very well. Thank you so very much.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
So, we are still reaching you live from the Independent National Electoral Commission Bayelsa State Collation Center for the November 11th Bayelsa governorship election 2023, where collation is currently taking place. There's been a break. There's been a break, not just for the compilation or the results to be entered into. For the results to be entered into the result sheets. As soon as that is done, we would be able to hear the returning officer give us the final verdict. But for now, compilation of the result is still ongoing, and thereafter results will be released. So far, so good. The eight local government areas have all been released. Brass, Yekaremo, Sagbama, Yenegua, Ijo South, Ogbia, Sagbama local government areas. So the 8 local governments are complete now. Of course, the figures have also been announced. Maybe I'll just take you through them once again. Ijo, Southern Ijo, the latest that just got in. But for your information anyway, it's raining here, and so the weather we hope would be calm because it's been quite hot lately. For Southern Ijo local government area, with 17 wards, total number of registered voters there is 184,401. Of course, they are also a very, very strong force when it comes to swinging the election in this state. Once results from Southern Ijo favors any candidate, that candidate most likely would win because of their voting strength there. But just of the 184,000 voters, accredited voters, were just 50,153 people. We had APC scoring 18,174, LP 119, and PDP 24,685. For Brass, we had number of registered voters put at 94,040. That's 94,040. Accredited voters 32,064, while APC had 18,431. All right,
once more
we are back.
Another result sheet that actually contains the name of the candidates for each political party. It is sealed. We want to open it now.
So whatever is happening right now is procedural. The state returning officer is opening, and now the sheet that contains
for how many days? That's why you said
the needful, after which other processes would take place, and then the result would be finally announced. People are waiting. The political parties' agents, they are still very much here. Security personnel are in the house, and we have even members of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. They're right here in the house. So all the security agents have actually come out to be part of what is happening here in Bayelsa State. But one thing I know...
Look at it again, it is blank. It is blank. We are transferring the total score for each political party. We are transferring the total score accrued for each political party in this result sheet. Thank you.
Reading out some of the figures earlier on that had been released from the various local government areas. We will just conclude that, and then we'll have a chat with another election observer today. But for now, let's just continue with the figures from Brass. I told you we had 94,040 people, accredited voters, put at 32,064. APC had 18,431 votes. PDP 12,602 votes. LP 83 votes. Let me just have a chat with one of the election observer success, Douye Diri. That's the name. How are you? How long have you been here in Bayelsa?
As of yesterday, we are here. Before the commission announced that they will start from today again. And as early as this morning, I came back here to make sure I follow the process to see the conclusion of it.
Let's just see the role of observers in this particular election. Do you feel the observers did enough to actually play a part to see that this election is a success?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there is no any election that there should not be an observers, because people must see, people that are neutral to come and see how the process goes, so that they can also give their own voice, and they can also give their own recommendations on how elections will be conducted. And right from election day, I happen to be one of the observers, and my partners as well across the entire local government we spread out to observe the election. And I think it is very, very necessary for every election that will be conducted in Nigeria or elsewhere to engage observers. It is very, very key.
Okay, you're out to observe and give your recommendation. You've seen a lot of things happening on the field. Maybe you share your experience and some of those recommendations you would also want to see implemented going forward in order to improve on our electoral process.
Yeah, thank you very much. As I earlier said, on the election, on the 11th of this month, we all went out in our numbers to the polling units, wards, and the local government to observe the election. And from all that we saw, I want to even commend INEC for their, how they display maturity to make sure that as an unbiased empire, from what we saw, INEC stood firm to conduct a free and fair election. And this is Bayelsa. And it has riverine and the land locations. What we notice is that we as observers, we voluntarily came out to carry out our responsibility. Logistics to most of us, was not there. So for most of us to go to the riverine terrains, we have to take extra mind to do that. But out of passion, some of us also went to the riverine area to observe the election. And we also saw the readiness of the people to vote, the electorates. They are all eager to vote. And the process also allowed all of them to vote, to all the places that we observed. There was peace, and we did not notice much irregularities. But of course, no exercise is so perfect, but at least to a large percentage, the process was free and fair.
Okay, maybe before I begin to take your recommendations, a lot of people thought that the impact of non-state actors would actually affect the election in certain ways. And of course, the issue of voters' inducement, Did you witness any of those while you were on the field?
No, actually, no, we didn't. People, all the places that we observe, of course, it is how the people can go and vote for who they want. We saw people queue on the line. We saw them on the queue, and the INEC officials were attending to one after the other. So I didn't, and all of my team members too, we didn't notice any vote buying in most of the places that we went to. And that aspect of non-actors, maybe external influence on election, security, what we saw was non-interference. So people should be able to have that confidence that during time of election, you will be allowed to vote. Don't discourage yourself because you are thinking your vote will not be counted or you'll be intimidated. No, what we saw was okay, and it's encouraging for you to, from time to time, come out to exercise our franchise.
Okay, now let's come to your recommendations. One of the challenges you just talked about was that of logistics, going around these places. You had to cough out extra money to be able to navigate the terrain, and of course the stress. It was the passion to see it succeed that brought you out. So that is one aspect of it. You want to see that logistic is provided for, but I don't know who would definitely do the provision, but that is one thing you want to see. What are the other things you probably want to see in that those notes that you think INEC should take from this, so as to make an amendment going forward, just to improve on the voting processes?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to say that, as I earlier said, there's no election that people will not observe. And the essence of allowing observers to go to the field is to give credibility to the process, which is very, very key. Because whatever you are doing, these are things that get to do with the economic power, political and economic power of the people. And the process must be observed to stand, expected to serve that standard. Now, from what we have seen, we have a lot of experiences. I make mention of logistics, which is very key. So, going forward, INEC, in subsequent election, should take that as a deliberate responsibility to make sure that as many that they are organizations that they are accrediting to go out to go and observe their election, it should be kind of being, budgeted. Let observers' responsibility be part of INEC budget. Because I know a lot of complaints from our team members, they were not taken care of. And these are the people that will give credibility to your process. And that aspect of security is also key as well. Of course, we are giving the necessary material, the gadget. As you can see, I'm putting on the INEC observers jacket. It shows our identity. It's very true. But there are some places that the observers, they couldn't enter because of, they don't have that backing. And some party interests in some other areas. So we have to be careful as well as humans. So we cannot enforce ourselves as observers. We can only get to the places that we can only get. So adequate, logistics, adequate planning, should be involved so that the process can really achieve the desired goal.
All right, thank you so very much once again. I couldn't pronounce your other name.
Owefie Success.
Owefie Success. Thank you so very much for your time. We really appreciate you, and I'm sure you're looking forward to when the final result.
Yes. That is why we are still here. The commission, they have tried. So we are waiting for them to give the final collation, so that they can announce the results. We can all retire back to our homes in peace.
Thank you so very much. That was Success Owefie, one of the observers here, talking about the Bayelsa State governorship election, which took place on the 11th. And of course, some part actually also held theirs yesterday, being the 12th day of November. So Bayelsa State, it's one of the richest states here, oil-rich state in the country, and of course, as I said earlier on, it is expected that this place should be very, very rich, you know. The name Bayelsa and of course poverty should not be mentioned side by side because of the level of wealth that they sit upon. But then you still find that distribution of wealth is not very equal here, and that is one thing Bayelsans want to see change, you know, going forward. They want to enjoy their wealth. They want to all prosper together. They want to be profitable or live a profitable life together. Well, 16 parties actually took part in these elections, 16 parties, but it has always been seen as a two-man horse race. That is between the two big men in the house, the big elephants in the room. A former governor, Timipre Sylva, who's aspiring to return for a second term in office, and of course the incumbent governor, Douye Diri, who's just done one term. So for that reason, a lot of people felt there will be a lot of incidents that would take place. And of course, it was greeted with a lot of activities, And right now there's still fanfare under the rain by Bayelsans outside, not too far from the office of INEC. Still at the collation center of the Independent National Electoral Commission right here in Bayelsa State, where collation is currently taking place.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we want to read out the total votes obtained by various political parties that participated in this governorship election in Bayelsa State. Please be attentive. Party A have a total of 17 votes. Party AA, 11 votes. Party AA, oh, all right, sorry. The total number of registered voters stand as 1,056,862. 1,056,862. Number of accredited voters stand at 372,000. Number of accredited voters 372,000. Now, votes obtained by various political parties. Party AA, 17 votes. Party A, Party A, 17 votes. Party AA, 11 votes. Party ADC, 292 votes. Party ADC, 292 votes. Party ADP, 322 votes. Party ADP, 322 votes. Party APC, 110,108 votes. Party APC, 110,108 votes. Party APGA, ABGA, 70 votes. Party ABGA, 70 votes. Party APM, 26 votes. Party APM, 26 votes. Party APP, 14 votes. Party APP, 14 votes. Party BP, 26 votes. Party BP, 26 votes. LP, 905 votes. LP, 905 votes. Party NNPP, 17 votes. Party NNPP, 17 votes. Party NRM, 415 votes. Party NRM, 415 votes. Party PDP, 175,196 votes. Party PDP, 175,196 votes. Party PRP, 69 votes. Party PRP, 69 votes. Party SDP, 45 votes. Party SDP, 45 votes. Party ZLP, 21 votes. Party ZLP, 21 votes. Total valid votes cast. We have 287,554 votes. 287,554 votes. Rejected votes, 3,658. 3,658. Total vote cast, 291,212 votes. 291,212 votes. Thank you very much. The party agents can come forward to sign, please. Question after reading the results? Gentlemen, this result does not provide such account, please. We are reading from the result sheet, please, sir. Please. We have the records of all those things you are talking about, but it cannot appear on this result sheet. Please. Thank you. Please, the party agents can come forward and sign the result sheet, please. Thank you.
Well, for APC, we are not going to sign this result because it is very clear that
Yes.
And so, if you put the total votes council that APC scored in the field, which is about 84,806 votes. If you add it to what APC scored here, we clearly won the election. But it is clear that INEC had connived with the PDP to cancel our result here in this INEC office, not at the field. The votes were brought from EC 8A and EC 8B down here, and at this INEC office here, they decided to cancel over 84,000 votes scored by the APC. It is unprecedented. It has never happened anywhere. And we are totally rejecting this result.
Now that you have rejected, what's your next line of action?
Well, the Electoral Act allows INEC to review the results within 7 days. And so we have written the necessary petitions which we have submitted, and we are believing that INEC, in good conscience, will look at our petition and deal with it justicably.
Okay, all right.
I think people deserve a balanced view. Gentlemen of the press, you have been with us throughout the collation process. The process has been very transparent, free and fair. They are following the laid down rules under the Electoral Act and the regulations and guidelines for the conduct of election. Now, it cannot be said that we have had a perfect election, but you can see that we have made a lot of remarkable progress in our electoral process. In all you can see a trend everywhere in the states. PDP won convincingly. The only few areas where APC had those scores, it was above the standard, the normal pattern under BVAS. You know that accreditation is now under BVAS, and you can see clearly that the pattern has never been used. Votes have not been high, but those areas they had 90-something scores and so on. So it means that something went wrong in those few areas. But generally, PDP won the election. They should be good sportsmen.
Please, the party that has not signed his he has signed. First and second copy this one. The police in third copy. So first and second INEC, the third copy is for you. Please let me announce this. Don't worry, wait, sir. It will be given to you. Please let me announce. Please, let's have one house. The distinguished party agents, press, we are going ahead to announce or to declare the winner of this election. Thank you very much. I, Professor Farouk Adamukuta, hereby certify that I am the returning officer for the 2023 Bayelsa State governorship election held on the 11th day of November 2023. The election was contested. The candidate received the following votes. Idikio Wamet Jones of Party A has 17 votes. Buffalo of Akpobi Alex of Party AA has 11 votes. Kalango Stanley Davis of ADC has 292 votes. Oguara Nangi Moyo of ADP has 322 votes. Sylva Timipre of APC has 110,108 votes. Subiri Bode Joseph of ABGA has 70 votes. Oshari Kenny Saturday of APM has 26 votes. Ogege Kemilaefa Messi of APP has 14 votes. Ben Victor Mabodo of BP has 26 votes. Eradiri Udemobafa of LP has 905 votes. Azebi Bestman Ayabeke of NNPP has 17 votes. Mika Akins of NRM has 415 votes. Diri Douye of PDP has 175,196 votes. Ozato Eripadi of PRP has 69 votes. Osunuku Binaefa of SDP has 45 votes. Simeon Imotemi Kapioru of ZLP has 21 votes. That Diri Douye of PDP, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected. Signed by Farouk Adamukuta, the returning officer. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Brasil,